going on, everyone? Today is going to be quite a bit of a different video. It's gonna be a change of pace for the video because it's gonna be talking about something that I've never really talked about before, and that's money. But before we get in all the way into today's video, I have a couple mounts I want to show off. Probably a lot of you guys recognize this book. This is Trident. Finally got him back. It was actually at a taxidermist in Michigan. So when I went to Michigan Tech, I got him back along with the Ohio buck that I shot 2 years ago. So it turned out super, super good, along with my elk. Got this guy back with the detachable antlers. So I still gotta find a place to hang him. I'll hang him somewhere in the warehouse here. But super cool. I've never seen this before, but they are like detachable. I don't know, it's way better for travel and getting them around and stuff. So, yeah, I'm excited to get this guy hung up. Money is always kind of a tricky thing to talk about, and I feel like a lot of people don't talk about it very often, especially I feel like in the outdoor space, because it is kind of just a weird concept, you know, like making money off of just going hunting. But it's so much more than that, and I know I definitely did not get into this to make money or make a business out of this or anything like that. Never my intentions, and it's wild, and it's honestly has been a blessing to be able to hunt and do this and make videos and everything pretty much for a living. So it's all been a wild ride, and I've had several conversations in like the past several weeks kind of like about this and everything, and I just feel kind of compelled to talk about this because I feel like there's so many misconceptions and so many unknowns about what actually goes on. And I know the younger me wanting to know more would appreciate this video now. So I think too what this video is a little bit is like unveiling the curtain just a little bit, like seeing what's behind the scenes, because it's amazing how much work goes into like running a YouTube channel and pumping out content and all of the back end things that go with that, especially like working with companies and all that jazz. So this is my office. We have a headquarters, I suppose, here in Iowa that we ship all of our merch out of. We have a couple offices, and when I am in town and needing to get work done, this is where I am. This is where all of our merch is. We ship everything out of here. You know, fortunately it's grown to a size where it was definitely needed. So that's super cool. I got my own space. I can kind of like disconnect, get in here, and just like jam out on work. So for those of you that don't know, I started my YouTube channel over 9 years ago now, coming up on 10 years. I think this will be my 10th like actual hunting season of filming, 9th or 10th hunting season of filming. And it was at first just a creative outlet of mine. I really loved filming, I really love photography, and I learned to love editing, and pretty much was 100% self-taught, and it was my creative outlet. Never in a million years starting this at all was I going to think that it was gonna be a business and people were actually going to rely on this YouTube channel like as a business. It's been absolutely unreal that it's made it this far. And I know that over those first few years when I finally started to catch traction, like get 1,000 subscribers, 5,000 subscribers, 10,000 subscribers, I was like, wow, like this might actually be something. And I remember like finally monetizing my channel at I think 10,000 subscribers and making like $1, making $2, making $3, and it's like, wow, this month I like broke $100. Like I actually made $100 on YouTube. Like I still remember that feeling that it was like this actually like could maybe turn into something. So from 2014 when I started my channel all the way to 2017, it was 100% like just whenever I wanted to make a video, I would make a video. And in 2017, I only made 13 videos. So that was pretty standard. Like I had a good idea or filmed a hunt or whatever, I just would post it just as a creative outlook. Now in 2017 and 2018, you guys might remember a series that I called the bee season. It was like my official filming of the hunting season. I like put a name on it. I started filming it in 2017. And that's where I really put forth like some good effort to like make a well-polished quote unquote hunting series. And 2018 is when the channel actually saw a decent uptick. A decent uptick. We had bee season videos. We had, that was like the start of challenges, hunting bow versus target bow challenge. We had all sorts of like fun archery videos that came out that are still big heavy hitters from that year. And we did 1.6 million views in 2018, which was the first time we exceeded 1 million views in a year. So I remember that being like such a huge deal. It was also the first year that I made over $1,000 in ad revenue from just YouTube. So we had a little bit of money to put back into the channel. So I think this was the year I like upgraded my camera equipment. Literally up to this point and several years after, all money made off of YouTube was 100% reinvested just in a better camera gear and the trips, just trying to keep the thing afloat. So 2017, we did 13 videos. 2018, we did like 50 or 60 videos. And then 2019, we did like well over 60 videos. 2019 was honestly the year where it was like, wow, okay, this is like ad revenue is getting like to where it could potentially be a salary, and views are just becoming more and more. Every year, even to this day, it's like the channel, a good healthy channel's growth, it's almost exponential. It just keeps kind of going as long as you stay consistent with it. So I guess what I'm getting to is like what I want to talk about a little bit more in depth and very precise is one specific video. And this is by far our best performing video, best dollars earned video, and 100% the most effort video. And that's the moose video from this past fall. Now it's wild to think about everything that has been leading up to this point. I mean, all the way back to 2014 of me just starting the channel for fun, and it growing, and that slow burn and that slow grind to finally it becoming something. So the moose video. It is right now the #2 watched video on our channel and the second video that has gone over 1 million views. And if I had to guess the trajectory that it's been, it is going to well surpass the Kansas buck video, which is currently just over 1 million views. Now, going through the logistics of the moose hunt, because I think that's where the fun is in this. I really like diving into the logistics and thinking about, how can we make this giant plan of this final video, partnering with different companies and launching of products. How can we do all of that in one instance? And of course it's hunting and different things can happen, but there was a lot that went into this hunt. So this was a worldwide trophy adventures hunt booked through WTA. It was also in partnership at the time with Huntwise and also Matthews. So there definitely was a lot more involved in the creation of this hunt. It was an enormous content trip. We had Mitchell Neeb, which has been a longtime cameraman, editor, and friend of mine. And then there was Riley, which is my right-hand man to this day. So we had 2 camera guys, we had me as a hunter, and then we had John, which was our awesome guide. We had to fly up to Anchorage, which was like well over $1,000 per plane ticket. We then had to get a charter flight into the smaller airport, which was deep into the thousands of dollars. And then the overall hunt was several thousands of dollars. Now we did have partners that helped out with this, that obviously supported the video. So that definitely helped, but it was still a lot of logistics. Not to mention, once we actually were successful, which we weren't really sure was going to happen, as you guys saw in the video, day 8, we were like, really, there was a lot on the line. We had a lot invested, and if it's hunting, we understood it was a possibility, but thankfully it did happen. The logistics and the amount of money to get that moose back and to get it all flown back, and we obviously wanted all the meat and fly that back, was also deep into the thousands of dollars. So with all that said, let's dive into behind the scenes of the moose video. So at the time of this video being shot, we were at 1,024,000 views, just over 1 million, and it keeps growing daily, which is so awesome. Watch time is incredibly high in this video because it's a very long video and it's almost more of the movie form. So it's very storyline driven. So the watch time is way up because a lot of people watch it all the way through. Subscribers are way up on this video. So YouTube can calculate how much the estimated new subscribers you gain from this video. So 7.7 thousand is pretty high for this video. It's because it reached and touched new viewers, new audiences, and potentially people that have never seen my channel before. And then the elephant in the room, the total revenue that we have made off of this video is $15,734.91. Now this is my most earned video on my entire channel. It's the longest video I think I have on my entire channel. It's the highest produced video and it's the most watched video. It's the perfect storm when it comes to just looking at what YouTube favors for ad revenue. So looking into revenue more, it's actually really interesting, and this is where I might dive a little deep unless you have your own YouTube channel and you're curious on kind of how things happen. Like I was saying about how there being like a storyline and it's like more movie related, and it's a lot of effort on the production side of things. Our RPM, which is revenue per 1,000 views, is through the roof. It's at $15.40. Now, typically industry standard YouTube videos are at like 3 to 5 is kind of where they land. And typically for us, I mean, they're probably at that 7 to 12, depending on the video. Like 12 is really good and 7 is probably more average. So with it being just a high intensity, it was awesome moose hunt on top of the awesome, videography and storytelling and everything, people clearly stayed more engaged. Now, what's really interesting is you can see how much advertisers paid per 1,000 views. So they actually ended up paying $27.55 per 1,000 views. So for those of you that don't know, when you create a YouTube channel and you want to monetize it, you actually don't get all the money that advertisers pay on your channel. YouTube scrapes off a good amount of that. So you only get a percentage of it. So it's kind of wild to see. They, if I had to guess, advertisers can bid and kind of like outbid other people for the spots on this video. So I'm assuming, if you guys have watched my videos before, there's lots of outdoor brands that advertise on it, along with just more generic brands. So people advertisers, they target channels and they target videos and they target demographics and audiences, and it's really wild when you really dig into it. So the higher they pay, I guess, the more demand there is. Now diving into kind of like the new audiences in this video. So we gained 7.7 thousand subscribers. But this is absolutely wild, and this always surprises me when I look at it. 84% of the people that watch this video are not subscribed, which if that's when you guys, please subscribe. It definitely helps the channel, but it's wild. I do it to channels too, where you're maybe following a channel, you watch your videos here and there, and then you just never subscribe. You never think to subscribe. Most of our videos, it is wild. We sit on like that 60 to 80% of viewers are not subscribed. They're just ghost followers, we call them. What's also really interesting about this video, different compared to like my archery videos or like maybe some whitetail videos, is we have viewers from all around the world. We always do, but this one even more so. And I think it's because it's a moose hunt. Moose are in overseas and in multiple countries and everything. So like a moose hunting video, it kind of like appeals to more people. So we have a lot of Canada, a lot of Germany, Sweden, a lot of Australia, which is awesome. So just some different countries, which is pretty sweet. Obviously we have United States up top. It's obviously United States is always up top because I'm from here and hunting and everything, but it's cool to see a little bit more diversity at what countries are watching. What's also really interesting about this video, I've talked about before, like it's a very high watch rate and people tend to watch this video a little bit longer. So we have average view duration is 14 minutes, which may seem low considering the video is 42 minutes long, but that's actually pretty dang high compared to some other videos. And this part I always love watching in hunting videos is you can actually see where people will like replay and watch more, and no matter what, it's always the kill shot and it's always the recovery. You see like 2 little spikes in there, and people sometimes will always like skip all the way to there and then just watch that. So it's always wild. And once I saw like this data, it's really important to have like good, impactful storytelling throughout your first part of your video, your entire video, but especially your first part of a video, to keep people entertained, engaged, and also how important it is in the moment when the adrenaline is flowing. Obviously, like, keep it real, and I don't like doing anything fake. We don't do any like reenactments or fake stuff when we're hunting. But you know, talking to our, you know, camera guys with me, it's like that moment is so important to get good, just for the, you know, enjoyable experience of the watcher, and just to like show it how it is, like just document what happens. And that's what we always try to strive for, is document over create. Like, we're just documenting the hunt. Sure, we'll do it in a super high quality way, but we're not creating, and we're not making fake stuff. You know, it's like we're just documenting what's happening. So diving back into money a little bit, like I was saying, like, this video is by far the most engagement, the most money we made off of one video. But when you break it, I always like to think of videos independently, like the amount of money it costs to make that video, the amount of time and effort, and it's like we are way in the red on this video. Like, we've spent a lot of money, a lot of time, a lot of effort to do this video and everything around this video, that even though we made a decent amount of money, a lot of money off of this one video, it still isn't in the green. So just to give some comparisons, like, these are uploaded on the channel at different times. I think this is 2020 or 2020 when it was uploaded. I shot the deer in 2020, but we are at 1,049,000 views, and we have made $12,154. So a little bit lower. We have more views, but a little bit lower in dollars, for a couple reasons. One is the video length. Now, the Moose video is such an exception because it's 40 some minutes long. For a video to be that long, it has to be really engaging the entire time, or I feel like it actually can hurt you. YouTube has like this new algorithm thing or whatever, where it's like videos over the 10-minute mark greatly have higher ad revenue, because it's essentially the amount of time that they're able to place ads in that video are higher, and people will watch that video all the way through. And if it's the perfect storm, or it's a really good video, something really sweet happens, and it's a good story, and people watch it all the way through, and, you know, get hit with multiple ads throughout, you know, a 10, 12, 14-minute long video, that's kind of the perfect storm. For videos 6 minutes, 8 minutes long, as a channel, it's almost not even worth it. You know, sometimes you can make cool videos like that, but as an ecosystem of the channel, we try to do over 10 minutes, for one, just to give a good viewing experience for our viewers and our community, of like, hey, maybe they'll sit down and they'll watch the video in the afternoon with their family or over dinner or whatever. So we want to give some length to that. And also monetarily, like, making and putting forth effort on a 5, 6, 7 minute video sometimes isn't 100% worth it. So Kansas buck video revenue, just over 12,000, and we're looking at our RPM at 1159. So definitely lower than our Moose one, which was 1540. So that just goes to show it's like a little, maybe less of a storyline. I feel like this was solo filmed. People were more in it to watch the buck, like, coming in over the hill. Like, it necessarily wasn't the whole story. And you can really see it in the spike. So more views, a lower RPM, a lower dollar amount. It all really depends. And what's wild is YouTube is so weird. Sometimes you'll have like an awesome video. It got, you know, tons of views. People really engage with it. And then like dollars are low or dollars are high. It's really just a total crapshoot sometimes. And that's why it's really volatile. So I guess, you know, what I felt compelled to make this video to just touch on a couple points, because if I was watching this video 5 years ago when I was like, hey, like, maybe I could actually do something about this, I wish there was someone in the space that actually maybe left a few golden little nuggets. And I think when creating a YouTube channel or making something official, like, you do it for fun always first. you should never come out of the gate like, I am gonna make a YouTube channel to make money. Like that I feel like is a fast track to failure. You have to love making videos, you have to love editing, you have to love doing photos, and I feel like it's such a creative outlet for so many creators out there, successful creators, and that's why they are kind of successful behind it, because it is, you know, YouTube, it's such a, it's creativity, because you gotta come up with new videos all the time, you gotta, you know, edit, you gotta film, and especially starting out, like it's all you, it's one person. It's not like you can't have a whole team. It's, of course now we have a team, but that creativity is just spread out among several people. And then once, you know, maybe you do get a little rhythm going, it's always important to do things that you enjoy, make videos that you enjoy, and make content with good stories and engaging and creative. And if you're doing something that you truly love and you just want to show it for fun, I don't see a loss there at all. If it takes off, if it doesn't take off, if you found enjoyment to film your hunts, to film whatever, show off your creativity to the world, I don't see how you could ever lose. Now, it's so weird, you know, I've talked about this a little bit at the beginning, but this is an actual business. It's so weird that it's become there, but I don't say this enough, and I feel like we do a bad job about it, but Be Real was created candidly. Like literally a friend was like, hey man, you're just being real with your videos. And then we were like, haha, my last name's B. But we kind of stuck with it and ran with it, because that's how I always want to show my videos. It's like, it's just how things happen. And our deeper mission, our deeper, like, I guess, end goal or end impact of all this is to grow the sport of archery and bow hunting and everything that we do. And unfortunately, in order to do that effectively, you have to make money. So we have found a way, obviously, to grow stuff enough to show the world, to show people like, hey, you can go do cool things with the bow. And honestly, that's why we did the Mission Bow series that you guys saw right before this video. It's like, you can go do cool things with the bow. You don't need to spend a lot of money, and you can have fun with it. You can do it with your friends, you can do it with your family. And also with bow hunting, you can go bow hunting, you can have fun. And a crazy hunt, like even the Kansas buck and the moose hunt, I've just been blessed. Like, I don't even understand how I could even end up with these sort of situations. But it's something that, you know, showing the viewers that it's like an inspiration or aspirational hunt is like we like to put them. It's like showing that, hey, you can go to Alaska and have no service for 14 days, chase after a moose and go bow hunting after it. I mean, it is the absolute, one of the craziest things you could do and one of the funnest things you can do. And it's all through a bow and arrow. It's all through archery. So that's my mission. And with all of this is like growing the sport of archery, showing the world that there are cool things you can do and so fulfilling things that you can do through this. So it's so weird getting caught up in this, you know, the money things and everything. But I think there's so many new creators out there that are hungry, that are starting their YouTube channels, that just don't know. And I was there, and it's like, there is a way, but it takes a lot of time. I mean, we're over 9 years deep into this, and I feel like we're just now getting in a good groove of like, hey, this is actually something. So I feel like if you're in that spot that I was like 7-8 years ago, you just gotta keep your head down. You gotta enjoy it, you gotta love it. You gotta use it as your creative outlet, and you can't look at it for wanting fame or wanting money or wanting anything like that. It's honestly such a weird thing. You just wanna, you're gonna wanna do it. You're gonna have to do it. Make sure you're doing it, I guess, for the right reasons. So kind of a weird video, this one, guys, but I just kind of had something on my heart and was kind of just thinking about I'd like to do it. So that's a little behind the scenes of some videos, and we'll probably pick up programming as usual in the next ones. See you guys later.